Mike Schmaltz, Rich Hoyt, back with you at Cintas Center for Xavier Women's Basketball. We are joined by a bona fide piece of Xavier Women's Basketball history. It's Kelli Benintendi Misleh. You can see right here that Kelli played here at least in the 88-89 season. You transferred in from Michigan. You had 721 points in 2 seasons. So just talk about the progress that this program has made from when you played here at Schmidt Fieldhouse. Now we're in the beautiful Cintas Center.
I don't know that I could play here now. It's a totally
721 points. I think you can play a lot of places.
It's
You're selling yourself a little bit short.
Well, the game's a lot different now. I was talking 25 years ago when I graduated just about, and this wasn't here. This is magnificent. We played at Schmidt, and a couple games a year we played at the Cincinnati Gardens, and that was phenomenal. But the game has grown, and it's great to see. I mean, it's faster. The kids are bigger and stronger, but the basics are still the basics.
Talk about your experience here and how that's kind of helped you carry forward on the student-athlete side into the rest of your life and career.
Well, I'd be lying if I said that, you know, when you play college sports, it certainly helps to open certain doors in your life. And I went into teaching after I graduated, so it certainly helped that I was a college athlete to kind of get that foot in the door at schools, because if you wanted to coach, that was always a plus, is to getting a teaching job as well. So that's what I did. I taught at Marymount High School for a few years and coached basketball, cross country there. And then I took time off. You know, I had my kids, and but I always kept my feet in basketball, coached my kids' teams, and, you know, coached at Summit in tennis, and St. Ursula Academy, coached basketball there. So my heart stayed in basketball, even though I'm out of the competitive arena.
Kelli, you're a native of Georgetown, Ohio. You still live here in the Cincinnati area. You get back here often. You get a chance to see the team play. How have you stayed involved with the program, the university, since you've been gone?
Well, I don't live in Georgetown anymore.
Right.
Although I visit it frequently, but not enough. I live in Anderson, so we get down here quite a lot. My husband's been a season ticket holder for the men's team since before we were married, so we come to a lot of the men's games, and when we don't have kids' games to attend, we come to as many women's games as we can, especially on weekend, the 2 o'clock games. Those are, you know, cheap entertainment for a weekend afternoon.
Yeah.
Come and watch some good basketball.
Talk about how alumni can stay involved with the program just from a fan perspective, and maybe some other areas in which you can get involved here at Xavier.
Well, you know, I haven't been as involved as I would like to be, because, you know, I'm raising my own kids and they're busy, but so obviously we can attend the games. On the flip side, I would like to see the alumni perhaps getting more involved in the community. I know that the present team does that, but I think it would be fun to get the alumni back to do some clinics at high schools, or to do some community service projects. And now that my kids are getting a little bit older, I'd like to get a little bit more involved.
Talk about the Crosstown Showdown and that celebration of women's athletics here. How nice is it to see that event sort of take a prominent role in the Cincinnati sports community?
Well, I think it needs to take a more prominent role, actually.
Yeah.
You know, we always go to that game. Our family goes every year to the women's game and the men's game, and it's wonderful the hype that it gets. But I feel like the women get cheated just a little bit, but I don't know how we can go about building up that game, but I'd like to see it reach, you know, the hype, or at least gain more hype like the men's side does. I don't know if I can talk my husband into getting some more support from Skyline on that. He should be listening. But, you know, I think they ought to consider perhaps having that a doubleheader one year. And I don't know if it could be here or at UC or at Fifth Bank, downtown at US Bank Arena, but why not have, you know, every 4 years or so, have the women's game and the men's game be a doubleheader?
Great suggestion.
Good idea, something to think about. Kelli, before we let you go, I got to ask, you come from a long line of athletes in your family, siblings, your children, nephews, nieces. Andrew Benintendi, senior at Madeira High School, who I know you're very proud of,
yes,
has had an outstanding
we all are.
career. Who's the best Benintendi athlete?
Well, if I want to receive money later on today, I'm going to have to say my brother Brian. Did you hear that, Brian? No, you know what? Andrew's special. And we are very proud of him. But I'd have to say what makes Andrew unique outside of his athletic abilities is that he's just such a humble kid. And we go to so many of these games. We were at Finneytown last night, and it's kind of a family reunion when Andrew plays, because all my siblings are in town. My parents, fortunately, are still living. They go to every game. So it's just another avenue in which to bring the family together. And when you grow up playing and your brothers play, that's all we did, was attend each other's games. And now here we are, how the circle rolls. You know, I'm watching my nieces and my nephews and my own kids play.
You're going to have to make it down to Arkansas, and I know we're at Xavier here, but do you know how to call the hogs properly? Because that's going to be very important to your nephew's future.
Do you know I just learned that recently? When I went to his signing at Madeira, my brother Brian kept saying pig suey, pig suey. I'm like, what in the world are you saying? So I know it, but I need to practice before I say it out loud here on the air.
A true woman of tradition, a true woman of Xavier tradition. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Thanks,
Rich.
Kelli Benintendi Misleh.
Oh, no!
From the 88-89 Musketeer.
Hopefully I've changed for the better.